anytime now. Today, to be quite honest, I was not planning on coming on live, but I just got off another live show on another one of my communities where the the engagement, the kindness of people, and people with the right mindset and attitude of wanting to help one another just absolutely blew me away. And so I thought that I would ride off a little bit of that high temporarily and just come on, pop up, and say hi. As today, we're going to be talking about you. We're going to be talking about how now is the best time for you to start doing the best thing for you, and also as part of our Vlogmas, which is on day 8 right now. So for those of you who are just joining us, make sure that you connect with us, like, subscribe, follow, comment your country, your city, your time as per normal. But I also want to share with you a little bit more about the community I was just talking about. We have now over 350,000 people who are in that live community who basically are sharing with one another. And I believe that it is an awesome, awesome group of people. If you want to also join them, it is called Groove. It is part of the Groove community, and you can join for life. Yes, for absolutely free. Simply go to myinternetbuilder.com. Again, that's myinternetbuilder.com, as you can see right there on your screen, right there. Okay. And once you're there, you actually see that it is much more than just a community. You will see that you have a lot of free stuff, such as free training, free resources, and a whole bunch of free software. So as an entrepreneur, as an internet marketer, this is definitely something that you don't want to miss. I personally believe that it is one of the best things that can happen to you. It's certainly one of the best things that's happened to me in 2020. And because we're talking about you today, well, of course, whatever the best thing for you might be could literally be where you are. Because if you think that maybe you're doing things correctly and still you're still being treated unfairly, well, I think right now a lot of people around the world are feeling very much the same way. Just for starters, in most of Malaysia, for the past month or so, we've been on semi-lockdown. And in semi-lockdown, in just the last day or two, we just decided to open up, but not entirely, just certain areas. And right where I'm staying right now just so happens to be one of the areas that are still in semi-lockdown, even though we followed all the SOPs and all the protocols and everything else. But of course, there's always things that we can do to work on around that. However, I would probably say that where we are right now, I should definitely not be complaining, because where I'm from, where my family is, or at least on my father's side, in San Francisco, in California, as well as many of my friends who are in California, they are just welcoming yet another lockdown in their beautiful city. And among other places, they're just going through a lot of different things. And you think that a lot of times we make decisions that are good for us. If you decide to, wear a mask, then it's great because everyone is protecting everybody. But then for some people, if they don't want to wear a mask because they think that, it's not freedom, or it kind of goes against the Constitution or whatever else, of course, it's all your own decisions to make. However, why I'm saying that sometimes, yes, you need to think what's good for yourself, but other times you also need to think what's good for other people as well, is when we do not wear the masks and we do not follow the SOPs, regardless of whether or not you believe in it, regardless of whether or not it's something that you decide that you want to, follow. Right now, it's kind of beside the point. Right? Because if you and everybody else don't follow the protocols, then what happens is that everything becomes worse. The reason why certain cities are going into second lockdowns or third lockdowns is because most people, they just weren't doing what they're supposed to do. And so the situation got worse. Here in Malaysia, and I'm not trying to be political or sensationalizing the pandemic or anything like that, but here's the thing. When the government told them to do something, to wear a mask, to stay home, to social distance, wash their hands, whatever else it's required before you walk into the store, They just do it. And that's why the lockdowns were at a minimum. And whenever it does happen, now we were scheduled to, get out of lockdown a couple of days ago, and we got out of lockdown on time because people just decided that they were going to listen to what the government said. And so when we decide that we want to, go our own separate ways and follow what it is that we want to do ourselves, it's not always the best decision that has the best outcome, which leads us to what we're talking about here today. Sometimes we need to understand, yes, it's not always just about you, because if you don't wear a mask and other people also don't wear a mask, it affects everybody, doesn't it? If in the odd chance that it is possible to spread stuff while you're not wear a mask, then when you don't wear one, you're making other people sick, you're making the environment worse, you're making everything just not as productive as it should be. And so when we say that now we actually have no choice, because we've pretty much living in the world where we're dealing with the cards that we've been dealt, that we've dealt ourselves. Now we need to figure out what it is that we can do while we are restricted and where we happen to be. So if you are, at home, if you have no other choice, if you feel like whatever the situation now, you need a way out in order for you to create the best situation for yourself. It's too late now to go out there and protest on the street. It's too late now to, try and fix all the things that we once did wrong. Now, many of us need to stay in the consequences of what's actually been happening. So what is it that we can do? Now you don't need to worry about other people. You don't need to worry about putting on a mask because you're supposed to be staying at home. You are now restricted to where you are. So what we can do, I believe, is simply to make the best out of it. Something that we should have been doing ever since the beginning, which is to make the best out of the situation that we've been put in and use that time not to speak for other people, not to try and say who you want the president to be or anything else, but instead use that time to do what's the best for you. And that is what we will be talking about today. So just really quickly, because I don't want to go too long here today, I'm just going to give a quick shout out to a couple friends that I recognize. We got Miles, who just joined us from our previous session. I was just chatting with him just a few minutes ago as well. And so very good to see you. Love them. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Miles, but regardless of whatever it is that we do, obviously there is a lot of love in this world. Billionaire Mind Hacks, our friend from YouTube, saying thank you. I just joined last week, loving it. So thank you very much for joining our communities and everything else. And by the way, if you are already a part of the Groove community, but you're not yet a part of our private mastermind, this is yet another private group that you can probably join, where we can now pay just a little bit more attention to you and your goals. If you were in the previous on the previous live show where I was talking about building up leaders and joining us for the leadership team and being a part of so much more of helping one another, we first announced it right here on our mastermind group. So all of us who are leaders right in there actually got first dibs, became our preliminary leaders. This is the place for you to get there and obviously do some really cool stuff as well. And Miles just elaborated, love your spontaneous live. Yep, we're just pretty much on at any time whenever we feel like it. As entrepreneurs, as marketers, we're just on the internet time zone. We're on our own schedule. And sometimes I might have a regular schedule. I might wake up at a normal hour, like 7 or 8 a.m., but sometimes I might still be up at 7, 8 a.m. And I don't necessarily always want to be on at just the certain time, because I want to make sure that we reach a lot of people from all around the world as well. So it's always a great interest and a great surprise whoever we actually get to see right here, because you never know who's going to join us, including we got Trader Bob. Dude, you never stop. Anyway, I sent you a message. Thank you very much. We'll definitely catch up right after this session is over. So what is it that you should do? for yourself? Well, with the right mindset, the right attitude, with just the right positive overall state of mind, I believe that you can take any situation, again, whether or not you believe in it, whether or not you have control over it, and make it the best for yourself. Why do I say that? Well, for many people who are under lockdown right now, maybe for the first time, maybe for the second time, or maybe for the third time, well, everybody, myself included, also experienced our very first lockdown at some point in time. And for me, this happened back in March. It was right before two events that I was supposed to do back to back, both in KL as well as Penang. I spent months promoting it. And just as luck would have it, the moment that I was preparing, I even got everything all printed out, all my books, I had both my offices all set up and everything ready to go. That particular week, our government decided that we were going to go on a lockdown. And so it wasn't just like a 1 or 2 week thing. In fact, 2 weeks, extended to another 2 weeks, extended to another 2 weeks, up until right now, we're still not fully recovered. So on that standpoint, we had no control. But in reality, what that meant for all of us is that, well, the live events business obviously had to be shut down, right? A lot of people are in retail now and in the beauty space and in salon and everything else. And they're saying, yes, the government shut us down. And so now we have no way of keeping our stores open. We have no ways of keeping our restaurants open and being in business. Well, I experienced the exact same thing in my businesses. First of all, my live events business, I had to shut down because right now we're still in recovery phase for about 9 months in the entire year. How can you continue to pay rent? How can you continue to keep your doors open? How can you continue to have your staff? We couldn't, right? And so my seminar business, it had to close. My training centers, they had to close. In fact, my training center venue rental business also had to close. I had a lot of things that I had to shut down. I couldn't travel around the world anymore. I couldn't do global seminars. I couldn't meet my clients. A lot of people still are suffering. And for us at that point, about a few months in, we were pretty much dead in the water. All those things, yes, people are talking about all over the news and being interviewed. So I know exactly what all these people mean. At the same time, if you want to get into politics, right before that happened, we also had a change in our government as well. I don't know how much you actually get up to speed or keep up to speed with Malaysia news, but for a long time, in 60 years, just a few years ago, the government changed for the very first time in Malaysia, and everybody was very excited. Everybody was pro the new government and anti the previous government. But right before that happened, for whatever reason, that prime minister who got voted in, he quit. He just decided to resign, and suddenly and instantly, the government switched back to the ways of old. That was out of our control. And many people across Malaysia, they were not very happy about that. The old PM stepped down, the change in government happened, and things were hugely uncertain. People whom they did not want to be in the government were in the government. The person that many people didn't want to be the prime minister, this person became prime minister. That was the problem. But just like everyone else who are here in Malaysia, we decided that we were going to overcome that problem. It doesn't matter. And that's why I say over and over, it doesn't matter who your prime minister is. It doesn't matter who your president is. It doesn't matter what is happening in your surroundings. You have the choice to make. You have the choice to go ahead and make things work out, make ends meet, start and do something fresh, start something new, right? And that was exactly what I did. Yes, all my businesses shut down, but I decided to focus back online. I already had online businesses. I already know people in the internet marketing space, and I know that even if you want to take it to the streets, you want to protest against the government, you want to riot and take it out on local businesses, you want to shout, you want to throw tantrums, you want to call people names and assault people, none of that is going to matter, because none of that is going to help you in your bottom line. So what is it that you must do in order for you to make the best out of your situations? Well, for entrepreneurs, for leaders, for people who are going to make successes out of themselves, it's all about picking up the pieces and starting over. It's all about you needing to know what you need to do, because you're not the only one who lost businesses. You're not the only one who lost money. You're not the only one who lost a big part of yourself. I did as well. And many people in Malaysia still have right now, and across other countries and cities that also are very, very impacted by this pandemic. But guess what? In order for you to overcome everything, you need to stop being dependent on the politics. You need to stop being dependent on who's making the decisions and who is controlling you. You need to start taking control of yourself. So I just applied everything that I knew, executed what I taught, and practiced what I preached. I reconnected with my friends, and that is why I went back and reconnected into the Groove community that now completely changed lives all around the world. Okay, so it's not just for me, it's not just me making the impact. Earlier in my other live show, we started to get a lot of brand new people who are within that community who also share the exact same vision. And so if you also want to make the best use of your time, to be in your own shoes, and also now to focus on you, you need to owe it to yourself to be a part of that community and also join us in this particular mastermind, because this doesn't mean that you need to stop providing value to other people. It doesn't mean that you need to stop helping people. Just because you want to focus on you, it basically means that now it's time for you to focus on yourself. And I've been doing this for the last several months. Actually, I've been in this space for the past 23 years. And so for me, I know that if I help other people, at some point, you just need to stop. Not everybody is going to appreciate you. Not everybody is going to follow what you say. Not everybody is going to take your advice and make it a positive experience for everybody. And most importantly, not everybody is going to take action. So while, yes, we still want to be in the position where we want to help as many people as possible, at some point, we need to realize that in order for us to help other people, first, we need to focus more on ourselves. And so for the past several months, I've been talking about how I'm doing so many things for free. I'm offering free help, free mentorship, free classes, free courses, free everything, free mentorship, free communities, and many of these are still going to exist. However, I also want to now start putting a focus on what I'm building as a business, what I will be doing for my own projects. So earlier, again, if you are a part of our community and you basically decide that you want to join me as one of the leaders, well, here's the thing. Everything joins in together. Everything connects the dots. Because if you are a leader, you're already a part of my inner circle. A lot of the projects that I initiating, no, I'm not going to wait until the end of the year. I'm not going to wait until 2021 anymore. I'm going to start right here, right now. I'm already in communication with some people that you may already know, some people that you may not know, event organizers, partners, internet marketers, veterans in the whole wealth guru building space. I'm going to start to create a lot more new projects and businesses with them starting right now. So if you are inside of my inner circle, you're a part of our community, just know that as soon as opportunities arise, you will be the first to know it. So that's why we always say membership always has its benefits. So if you're watching me right now, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about my mastermind team, when I'm talking about my leaders, when I'm talking about the Groove team, whatever that means, right? Then you are at the right place and you are at the right time, because there are plenty of surprises. Not all of them are quite ready for prime time just yet. But if you want to know and you're interested, stay tuned, because we're going to have some very exciting announcements that you can be a part of if you want, should you choose to also join us. All right, very cool. We got Rob saying, dude, you never stop. Miles is also saying, yay, just found your YouTube channel. Congratulations, Miles. I think I just saw your setup just a few moments ago. I think you found a lot of channels. You found like 3 or 4 of different pages and channels and groups where my previous show was simultaneously broadcasting, and you just had them all right there on your setup, on your Mac and your computer and your monitor. So that's all very cool. But yes, now you also found my YouTube channel, and we have a lot more personal outside of groove stuff, more personal, and I would even say even more exciting opportunities, because we don't limit ourselves just to one platform or 2 or 3. We have plenty of things going on, and I think that if you're interested, we can definitely get you more involved. But here, we're going to keep things a little bit shorter. Usually, I just want to come here and say hi, say my piece. This is a part of Vlogmas. I was going to say Groovemas. I don't know why I thought of that, but Vlogmas, I believe we're on day 8, and I want to keep things short and sweet. But in summary, everything that we've been talking about, yes, we're just a little bit more than 3 weeks left in 2020. It's not enough by any means for us to plan for 2021. If you want to plan for an entire year, you're going to need weeks and weeks and weeks, maybe even months. With just the 3 weeks left, stop with the mentality of I will use these 3 weeks to plan for my next year. It's too late. The train has passed. We've already missed that bubble, okay? Now you need to just start doing. Do what you need for yourself, for your family, what's best for you and your business. If it means that you need to join me, if it means that you need to be a part of the community at Groove, if that means that you need to be part of Groove Team, whatever it is that we can do to help each other, to work together, to provide value to one another, to you, to me, and everyone else that we want to touch, then this is absolutely what we want to consider. Otherwise, if you want to do things yourself, that's fine and dandy as well. Just make sure that you make the commitment to do right now what is right for you. But for me, I believe there's going to be so much more additional cool things that I intend to do and announce very, very soon. I've been planning, believe it or not, for the past several months already, and none of it has anything to do with the pandemic. None of it has anything to do with politics. So nothing that's happening right now is going to affect us. In fact, because everything is focused online, I would probably say it's going to be the best time and the best opportunity for all of us to partake in right now. So if you're interested in all of that, if you're watching, you should already know how to get a hold of me, get in touch, reach out. I know I still have messages to respond to you, but if you're at the right place and at the right time, you have the right mindset, the right attitude, you know how to ask the right questions, and you are grateful, you know how to practice gratitude, then there are high opportunities and high potentials and many cool things for us coming soon. So make sure that you get in touch, and I look forward to sharing with that very soon. Rob is asking, can you do some videos about mastering omni-channel marketing? I'm not sure, Mr. Rob, if you actually showed up for the Groovathon that we did a couple of months ago as part of the Groove community. I would actually say my good friend, Mr. Fabian Lim from Singapore, he actually came on not just once, he came on twice for multiple hour sessions talking all about the omni-channel marketing topic. So if for whatever reason you somehow missed it, go to simonleon.com/Groovathon or stay tuned as I continue to upload more content there. I will also upload more content on my YouTube channel as well. So for those of you who are watching right now and haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to this channel right here, like this page, follow this Twitter, because we're always going to share additional content about marketing, about business, about making money online, and leadership and motivation and everything under the sun. Okay, so maybe we don't always get the chance to talk about what it is that you want to hear, but we'll always give you the right resources in order for you to do so. And so all I can say is stay tuned right here on this channel. And yes, we'll absolutely have in store for you plenty of hours of content when it comes to omni-channel marketing right here at simonleon.com Groovathon. So thank you, Rob, for that particular suggestion. We'll absolutely make sure that we provide you with additional resources. So with that, I want to thank you all very, very much for being a part of my Vlogmas Day 8 to talk about how now is the time to do what is best for you, not anybody else. Let's go ahead and put that on hold for just a moment, because we even talked about how if you want to be a contributor in the community, you first need to be able to learn your own skills, to hone your own talent, and make sure that your skills are of quality, because if it's not quality, then of course you can't help anybody else as well. So let's keep that in mind. And let's keep in mind that yes, with the intention of improving yourself, we also want to help other people as well. This is how we're going to make the remaining of 2020 super productive. And by the time 2021 comes around, we would already be weeks ahead, simply because we've started right here, right now. If you're joining us for Vlogmas, make sure that you continue to do it. If you're joining us on Groove Team, make sure that you submit those forums. And for whatever else, reach out to me, talk to me, leave a comment, let me know what your goals are and how I can help you. And we look forward to sharing more with you on future sessions as well. Depending on where you are around the world, have yourself a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, a great night, a great rest of the night. We just look forward to sharing with you at any single time. So thank you for joining us, and I'll catch you on the next one.